We might as well just go then. Because we're there. We're going in.
66.
Give it to me.
All right. Welcome back to the Diamond and Below tournament. This is the third Diamond and Below tournament. Here we are in the semifinals with Not Prepared versus Munition. Our first map here is going to be Route 66 with Munition on the attacking team.
Yes, and if you're wondering, the bracket link, while working, the bracket itself is broken. I must say about this that some seeding issues were had, and Not Prepared is actually seed number 2, so everything's kind of got screwed up. So last minute fix here. We got 2 new teams once again. Although we do have some returning players here. Senri, seen him around. Rasa, as always. Come on. Corntato actually was in the last week's Open, I believe, as well.
Purple Pancakes is a name that I've seen before, seen as Farah.
I've seen Zorch play a lot too, so not as many new faces as was in the last game, but Route 66, Mercy, where Senri not choosing a hero quite yet. Whether dead or, there it is, Mercy. Who would have thought?
Damage increase.
Right. I am Lance, and this is Mr. Dongles.
Hello.
Get into this.
5, 4.
So starting off, we're gonna see a nice Roadhog and Reaper pick on the side of Munition. So really looking forward to see what they do with those double shotguns there, especially in this somewhat close range, close quarters starting point of Route 66.
And Russ not even choosing to fly around with Purple Pancakes, keeping close to the ground. Not a bad choice. Don't have too many hit scans except for Zorch on the side of his munitions here, but Big Girl, the place to hold as Lulu trying to grab some energy here. Aves probably gonna be jumping down here looking for a little bit of flanking route, but payload is stalled.
Aves getting in there, taking out Stenred, just getting out, gets immediately taken out as soon as he's out of raid form by George, but the res is going to bring him back out, but he goes down again with help of the Roadhog from Nudie, who gets taken out immediately afterwards, leaving Enlo just trying to get out of there and being pestered by the team, probably not going to make it. There he is, now very late.
He went for, he's thinking he could maybe make it out with that full health pack underneath, but it's just going to wait even longer to get back out there. But it looks like Zorch actually going from McCree to some Widowmaker here, trying to pop down Purple Pancakes, who's just flying around with Russ. Not a terrible choice. You don't have a ton of area to work with here attacking on Route 66, but never hurts to try, I guess, as Feeding is coming back in. Already has to recharge his shield as lots of damage coming from the side of Not Prepared.
Purple Pancakes going in, and they really making Munitions have to worry about that high damage rocket. And there's the ult with the Graviton and Purple Pancakes with a sweet quadruple kill. Jet Sail getting a pick on Psycha there, and they're just gonna keep holding this cart right around this first corner.
And good usage of ultimates there. Only using 2 when they had, well, now they have 4, but they could have used more, but they chose not to. It was great. I was a little worried that Purple Pancakes may have been a little too far back at first, but no one even saw him, and he just laid down the justice. Is now Munitions has to come back in.
Nudie picking up the Farah Mercy here, getting up in the air with the damage boosted rockets of their own. The ult comes down from Feeding, and immediately afterwards another one from Jets for sale, but it doesn't land. And here we have Feeding just walking into the team. Aves trying to take him down with a Death Blossom, isn't able to do it. Feeding on point, and they're finally going to get the cart moving here at 1 minute and 6 seconds.
I'm surprised. I'm still trying to think how Feeding did not get hit by Jets for Sale's Earthshatter. He was clearly in line of sight. He must have just got blocked by some piece of geometry or was a little bit too high, but Feeding with that 3-piece Earthshatter really opened up this checkpoint here, but with the charge onto Russ, that's something that they really need right now.
As Hanzo always tells us, simple geometry, but right now we have Munition getting pushed back, feeding, and Zorch is trying to get a pick here. Lulu, the only one keeping that cart from moving up in the air. Both Pharaohs trying to do work. Threnuti looking to try to land a shot or two on Purple Pancakes as he makes it around. Oh, comes out from feeding, isn't able to get him. Another Graviton goes out, but nobody is there to clean up. Russ with the Valkyrie form picking Lulu up. Long range rocket barrage from Threnuti is able to pick up two with Zorch. Really, Munition's getting work done and getting this point captured right before overtime.
A good fight there. Threnuti definitely grabbing, obviously, all those kills there. Russ, unfortunately, falling early in a fight beforehand, but actually took a rocket to the face from Enlo, I believe, who ended up... Enlo killed himself with that Helix rocket, and Russ ended up Valkyrie in trying to save the rest of the team, but didn't quite have enough, and Russ almost getting hit by a flame strike right away. And look at that, Zorch going deep in enemy territory, and lands just a little tiny headshot on him, grabs him out. 5 versus 6 as we go into the second stage here.
The amazing flanking Roadhog is back as Zorch gets another hook onto Jet for sale, and they take him out. No more Reinhardt shield. Lulu, again, only person here to keep that cart from moving, but he's got too many people on him, isn't able to do it. And Tornado gets taken out as well as this cart keeps on moving through the second point.
Yeah, and with Russ falling, that kind of spelled a little bit of destruction and defeat there. But it seems like not prepared, even though technically the higher seeded team, they have to get together here. A little bit of communication maybe needs to get together, and Zorch pulling Jet for sale right into his grasp and feeding, tries his hardest to get a charge off.
Jet for sale not having a good time, getting taken out twice by Zorch in that hook. Jet for sale back up though, as manages to charge feeding out of the way, and there's just a little Reinhardt fight going in the back, but while the rest of Munition is going to be taking out not prepared as they manage to get the point here with little to no stopping point in their journey.
Now, I was a bit concerned with Munition early on. They didn't seem to be quite together feeding, seemed to be feeding as he was the only one on cart while the rest of his team was off doing whatever. But now with all this momentum on their side, they don't have a lot of time in this last point, but Enlo going down early. They have a lot of, they have all this momentum, so see if they can keep it going.
Jet for sale getting hooked again, and Munition just not having too many hitches on this road trip through Route 66. Comes out another hook on Purple Pancakes, who switched to May instead of Farah. Just backing off. Cart is still moving forward ever so slowly. Purple Pancakes getting picked as Threnuti and Senrei make it their way around the left of the semi-truck. Threnuti anti-healed gets taken out, isn't able to get healed. Purple Pancakes getting pulled back up as well as Threnuti. Teams are still fighting. Purple Pancakes knocks on the ground with Eating's ult. Another Graviton comes out. Rocket Barrage goes out, isn't able to actually get the kills they need. Feeding very low, and anti-healed gets taken out. And it looks like Munitions is going to finally have to back up off of this part for the first time in 2 points.
Yeah, and not prepared, using probably one too many ultimates in there. I saw Aves using his Deadeye at the very end. Granted, he's already back up at almost 40%, which isn't bad, but he used his Deadeye with almost no one there. Finally, a bit of follow-up from Lulu's Graviton Surge, as obviously they team wipe here. 40 seconds left for Munition here. They got a couple things to work with, but the hero change-ups from not prepared are so far working in their favor, as they now have a Mei and Anna on their side, both with ultimates coming into this next engagement.
Zorch just doing the work he is designed to do, trying to take out that barrier, the shield wards in full effect. Jet Sail knocks it right back down after the sleep. In low, just looking for the tactical visor kills, only manages to get Rust, but that is a huge pick. The Mercy is down and no more reses are going to be coming out. Zorch with the ult is nano boosted, just trying to do damage, get that damage out there. Manages to get one as Cart continues. Jet for sale way in the back, finally gets taken out. Russ finally coming back. He's able to res purple pancakes here. As Feeding charges in, he's anti-healed and low. Lulu just trying to get in there and get the damage out, but realizes just in time that he needs to get out. Aves getting the picks his team needs, getting on that cart, stopping it, Feeding, and Zorchko tanks anti-healed. Feeding taking Aves for a ride. Another Graviton coming out, but it isn't able to get anybody. But it is enough to keep Munition off the cart, and that is going to be the end of Munition's attack. They make it well through the second point, but or it's well through the third point, but not enough to reach the end.
Boy, Lulu riding the thinnest of lines there for keeping that team off the payload. Just the movement in the Graviton surge, they barely came into that threshold to touch the cart, but as they kind of settled in to the Graviton, the ticker went away. But man, just like barely getting it off there. Not bad at all. Feeding, well, I don't know if he's quite feeding perhaps, but we're kind of seeing both Reinhardts. They're having like personal vendettas against each other, it seems like. I'm seeing a lot of like solo ult Earth Shatters or Jet just slamming down Roadhog, who was already asleep off to the side. So the Reinhardts in this game are just going for like revenge kills right now. It seems like it's pretty entertaining.
They're just flexing against each other, just showing off their muscles, showing off what they can do, slamming into each other's shields, and really going for those charges. Some of the charges I see Feeding try out are risky, and I really only think one of them worked out for him, but it worked out in his favor there.
Yeah, and obviously, well, they didn't quite get to the end, but Feeding probably, had a lot of good plays for what Reinhardts usually have, but obviously the rest of his team trying their best and got payload just over 60 meters here. Troll picks here for not prepared. Now on the attack and in blue. They're really debating me right now. Okay, thank you.
We see Threnuti on the Junkrat with his recent changes.
Oh my goodness.
Man, he can put out, I think it's about 820 damage in one barrage with all that he can do, which is nearly overkill on anything but a shield.
It's an incredible amount if you can time it well. And let's see, I don't know how long Jet's shield will last, especially going up against Threnuti here, as he's just gonna lay down a lot of fire damage. But the flame strike from Jet already grabbing down one, but the res, actually no mercy for Munition here.
Mercy. Interesting choice, not coming in here with the mercy, probably going to force them to actually need to get their picks. That mercy needs to go down, and then she does rust down, meaning that finally Munition can maybe get in there, get on that cart. Threnuti with the pick onto Aves using his Riptire up near Purple Pancake, trying to do work. Jet for sale, getting very aggressive, getting in there and hammering up Feeding. But Feeding does have a team behind him, and Jet for sale doesn't have a healer as he slowly gets taken down. Coming up on 90% on his ult. He's going to come up on it soon. Does get a healer in time, doesn't get taken out. Corn Tato gets taken out long distance by Threnuti. Interesting pick there. Very, very long range pick. The fight on the cart right now. Cart's not moving. Fight isn't necessarily progressing either. Reinhardt's going at each other. The Earth Shatter goes down, manages to get 5. And as the engagement goes into the tunnel here, Zorch with the ultimate finally manages to take down Lulu, and Munition, sadly, despite 5 of them getting knocked down, are going to be the leg up in this fight right before the cart is able to make it to the end.
See, that Earth Shadow was just like that last hairline fracture in the dam before everything finally opened up. And yet both these teams still have ultimates to use in this next fight. Aves switching off McCree. I think it was McCree going on to Genji. But the lack of a mercy pick seems to be doing them somewhat of a favor. And Munitions have had DPS constantly on Big Earls here. Zorch and Enlo, who was on, I believe, McCree, they were just constantly throwing off damage. But with a Riptire coming out from Threnuti, going for... Ooh, the May. Russ, immediately dead. Who else would you go for?
Yeah, taking out that Mercy. You know, your team doesn't have a Mercy. You gotta have their Mercy down as much as possible. Right now, we do see not fair down 2 to start off this fight. Down 3, actually. The Mercy still has yet to come back, and Lulu getting knocked away.
Boy.
And they're going to continue holding this as the timer ticks down to 1 minute.
Thrunoti going with those last couple kills, Junkrat. It's really tough to break with all that damage just being funneled into one very specific area. So, I mean, so far Munitions is doing a great job spreading people out and kind of stretching not prepared thin, especially with healers in the backline. They're not always uncontested heals, and so far it's going in their favor. Enlo has to jump out there as Discord Orb is doing a bit of work on him. Let's see who's first to fall here. A lot of ultimates.
Going into what it seems like the last fight here, Corntato to Transcendence. It's time. Ooh, the Earth Shatter knocks him down, but they get knocked up out into safety. Aves with the Dragon Blade goes out and gets 2 before getting taken down by the Threnuti, and here we have another Graviton. They're just going overkill to make sure that they don't get stuck in the tall canyon walls of Route 66 first point.
They had to use everything they had. Russ didn't get to use Valkyrie because he was dead. Feels bad, but they ended up getting there. Lulu actually helped from getting blasted up in the air by Threnody, who used his concussive mine on him, so he could go over the shield of Feeding, who actually Feeding a great debate against Jet for Sale with his Earth Shatter, who blocked it from a potential 4-man shatter.
A while ago, we did see Enlo change onto the Doomfist, and doesn't seem like it's doing his team any favors. This right now, he's first pick as this part rounds the first corner on the second point.
Yeah, he even switched off at 95% ult. He's on Roadhog now.
Oh, Feeding getting taken down after a very, very risky charge. Zorch coming in, the tactical advisor looking to pick up Purple Pancake. Russ manages it on Russ, but Purple Pancakes and the rest of not prepared are there to keep him from getting any more. Senri gets taken down, and really, right now we see Munition very low on people, on players on this cart, and they're going to get taken down, even though that initially went in their favor. They seem to have pushed it a little further than they should have.
Yeah, Munitions coming into that fight, they didn't jump on a very specific person. They had a very spread out defensive hold on the May wall to seal the point, and that's class. Easy point there. But Munitions probably should have really grouped up there. They could have probably won the fight, but Enlo switching onto multiple heroes now onto Winston, so he's losing all this ultimate potential on all these different heroes. But let's see if he'll actually stick with one for now, as Feeding in company will try and hold off again right in front of that yellow box of victory.
On the side of not prepared, we see Lulu coming up on a Graviton soon. Aves with the Dragon Blade ready to use it with or without the Graviton. Hammer down, coming out from Feeding onto Jet Cell. He gets anti-healed, and even though the Tranquility was there, isn't able to take anybody out, but Russ is just going to res him. Feeding. Nano boosted Ryan behind the team, looking for isn't able to do it. Jet for Sale managing to get a huge Earth Shatter, even in the Winston shield. Right behind them, Enlo looking for a few hits. Graviton goes out. Lulu getting a lot of kills. Abe getting a lot of kills. The Dragon Blade finally comes out a little later as they try to secure this point. It looks like they're gonna do it as it's coming up on the end. Feeding gonna try to get in there to stop the cart, but isn't gonna be there in time. And this first map is going to go to Not Prepared.
Not prepared. Really didn't seem prepared at the beginning of this match. It took them a long time to start winning these team fights. I think it came because Threnody. Whoa! Quintuple kill, awesome. Oh yeah, the BM. So that's what we're here for.
Makes me heated just watching that. Just amazing Graviton, amazing ult combo there. Bit long range, but as you said before, kind of surprised that was able to pick up so many kills from that far away.
But hey, I was just saying, Threnody actually, doing a lot of work on Junkrat early on into that first checkpoint, especially with the tire going straight for Russ in the beginning. But into that second point, I think at least 2 of his rip tires, if not 3 of them, didn't get any kills. The first one hit Lulu's shield as Zarya, who just happened to time it perfectly, and then the second rip tire went into the Transcendence of not prepared, which I mean he only went for Zenyatta, I believe, at that point. So while they had good holds early on, Munition being, it just couldn't quite get a good foothold, especially on the second point. I think there's only one large engagement in that old west section of town, but I mean, we're going on to some control maps here, but let's see how these teams will fare on a different play style, especially with hero choices.
We'll be heading back to Lijiang Tower, and do remember it is best out of 3. So if not prepared, win this, Munition will be out of the tournament, and not prepared will move on to the finals. But here we are in Lijiang Tower, nice nighttime aesthetic map, and we're going to be hitting Garden first. Nice tower, huge tower, very expensive. I wonder how much it is.
Very expensive, and of course, control maps wouldn't be the same if they didn't have many pits to fall into.
Oh, there's so many pits. The Lucios, the Pharahs do work. Maybe even the Roadhogs. Seen some picks in the ladder.
Oh yeah,
especially with Roadhog coming back.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've kind of liked playing Lijiang in the past season or 2. While Roadhog being dead is kind of sad because you're not getting hooked constantly into the dark depths below. But Roadhog, don't call it a comeback, kid, is making his way, trying to hook people as best he can, stuffing all that vape gas right down his throat, hot.
I miss being pulled in, taking a nice dip, those holographic fishes.
That's right. Yeah, it's pretty down there until you go too far. You never come back.
I mean, I personally don't like normal fishes myself, so I get holographic fishes, and I don't really have to worry about little slimy things. But here we are starting off. We're not going to see any Roadhogs, sadly. But we do have both teams going into the white room along the side. On the team not prepared, do have Aves on Reaper. Let's see if he can do some work in this very enclosed space.
And Munition now on blue are going to be chasing through Nodi. Jeff Sale does get Winston and Winston action, but the res already from both Mercies here basically resets the entire field, and now it's just a big old orgy on point. Let's see who can come up on top as a few members drop back down to white room on the side of Munition.
Yeah, not prepared has a much more solid grip on the point. They took the initiative, got on the point, and kind of forced Munition out. They managed to capture the point first off. We do see Roadhog actually, Enlo, who I'm not sure did he change to it, but he gets taken out very late. Oh,
well, he just switched off Roadhog. He had 90% ult, so he had it at the beginning, but now he's on Rhine. So he seems to be it's like the 4th time he's done this where he's almost had ultimate, and he's like, no, it's not working for me. So he's willing to switch heroes to work better with his team, which is great, but is it worth losing that potential ultimate that could change the tide of a battle? That we'll never know.
Moving back around to white room, we've got Munitions taking their next attack to try to get the point as the point moves up to 50%. First one down, Purple Pancakes. We're going to see the res come out here soon. Oh, we don't see a res. Russ gets taken down by Zork. Zork's doing work out there, competing with the kill, and it's just a matter of time until Munition's going to be able to pick a point. Unless Aves gets out an amazing death blossom here, manages to get 3 of them down. Points still being contested here as it moves up to 71%. Finally, Jet Sail is going to get taken down, but back in with the Valkyrie. Rush managed to pick up 2 of his team, both to try to contest this point. Still 80% going up, and it looks like Munitions isn't even going to be able to capture it. maybe pick that Mercy a little too soon there.
Just a weird fight. The scales kept tipping back and forth, back and forth. I swear Munition had it multiple times, but yeah, Purple Pancake's just gonna be cleaning up here. 99-0.
First round.
Wow.
One.
The res is obviously a help either team, but Zorch had such a strong start. He took the long way around to do some flanking, taking off Purple Pancakes initially. Russ going for the res, then he took down Russ. So 2 down, that's amazing, right? But then you have Jet for Sale, who Primal Rages and keeps the point going. And you have Avis eventually coming in with a 3-piece Death Blossom. And it just kind of cascades back and forth, but even after all that, Not Prepared come out with a win, and they're just 1 map away here from moving on to the finals.
5, 4.
Yeah, it's very back and forth, ripping at your emotions there. Like, you spoke of scales earlier, saw him tipping like a child was kind of just playing with him, knocking him back and forth. But here we have Not Prepared moving in, already have a good chance on the point. First one's on Threnuti, almost getting knocked off there. Purple Pancakes making it around the side. Threnuti almost getting knocked off again. But it's Munition very separated right now as they manage to get on to the point and regroup through Munition, through them.
Not Prepared going for the maximum boot factor right now. Constantly pushing off the members of Munition. And they're, yeah, taking the point first with, well, Purple Pancakes going down. Lulu, a lot of damage just came out from Zorch and I think Enlo, who's sitting outside on Widow now. A little bit of almost an aggressive Widow, just sniping right into point here. And so far going in their favor, Purple Pancakes once again down with Zorch's tac visor. And they're trying their best to clean up. Russ, who knows if he'll try to res, probably not, just fall. Not even doing some tactical deaths here. Lulu is gonna maybe try and make his way out as Diva just got her mech back, and there he goes, escaping to fight another day.
Munition's doing a good job of taking the point back early, leaving only about 30% for Not Prepared. But you see a very early pick onto Enlo from the side of Not Prepared as they make their way in here, and Corn Tato down barrier, so they engage, getting the picks. Getting the picks they need, getting brought back up. Threnuti has a very nice nano, but isn't able to get anybody, get any leverage on the point.
Oof. It looks like Not Prepared are just cleaning up here. Purple Pancakes onto the Mei now. Once they're willing to switch their team comp up just a small bit and seem to take off rather well as they take the point back here. And so far, they're doing a good deal dealing with Munition on a whole. What they just need to do to improve just a little bit more is just get a handle on Zorch, who is just flanking them non-stop here. Russ already falling with Valkyrie here, so this is going to be a tough fight to hold on potentially, but the ultimate's up their sleeve. Maybe they can do it.
Do keep in mind it might go similar to how it went last time, with Russ coming back with that Valkyrie, able to get a lot of his teammates back up, start chain rezzing to get the point, but point is coming up on about 70%. Not Prepared in a very hard position here as Munition are taking the point, and they don't really have too much against them right now. Threnuti with the ult, but gets immediately negated. Graviton coming out from feeding gets a lot of people, but there's no real follow-up on it. The fight turns into a brawl on point. The percentage moving up to 90% in favor of Not Prepared.
And with that almost team kill, Senri just floating around Valkyrie, keeping alive. Oh no, bullied. Oh my god. Threnuti once again just getting melted, but so far it looks like that will spell the end of it for Munition. As Not Prepared with half their teammate name on screen. So Overwatch is a good game. Move on to the finals.
Play of the game.
A nice play of the game by Aves. Really turned around the point here. Kept Munitions from even capturing the point once. Managed to take out. Source comes in with a very, very amazing 4 kills for play of the game.
Zorch definitely deserving of that card there. Pulling a lot of weight for Munition, but just not enough. Has not prepared. Kept beating them back while shaky at the beginning of Route 66, and a little bit more of a close fight there on the last point of Lijiang Tower, but they still pull it out with the 2-0. Moving on to the finals, which between Wet Lemons and Farrakheet Security is the other match going on, the other semifinals. Don't know the status of that game.
So amazing match here, and moving not prepared up to the finals, and we'll be back with you soon with that match.